लक्ष्मीनाथसमारम्भां नादयामुनमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaskarams to everyone. A very good morning indeed. On behalf of Divyanjali and Dr. S. Divyasena, I welcome you all to the launch function of Divyanjali's grand virtual production, Jai Hanuman. This dance production was conceptualized and choreographed by Natyacharya Dr. S. Divyasena and produced in collaborations with Vasu Digitals. Adapting to the trend of online media, Jai Hanuman will be released on YouTube channels. I now invite Dr. S. Divyasena to begin with the welcome speech.
Shri Gurubhyom Namaha. Jai Hanuman. My humble pranams to all my gurus and my mother who made me understand the essence and beauty of this divine art form and stand in front of you. I am very, very happy to welcome you all for the launching function of Jai Hanuman, Divyanjali's virtual dance production. A very warm welcome to Shri Uve Dushyant Sridhar, our special guest. Namaskaram, sir. Warm welcome to our chief guest, Shri V.V. Sundaram Mama. Namaskaram, Mama. Srimati Nandini Ramani. Namaskaram, Akka. And my guide, philosopher, teacher, Anna, Shri Muslikanti Jai Kishore. Namaskaram, Anna. The seed of this wonderful production laid during 1999 for my first trip to London, Shri Kumar Lakani, who invited me particularly to perform Hanuman Chalisa for his audio launching. I was very fortunate and happy to learn this Hanuman Chalisa choreographed by my guru Kalaimamani J. Suryanarayana Murthy and performed in London. This made me to think and create as a tree which started with the birth of Hanuman, then Panchamukha Anjaneya Mahatvam, then ended with this beautiful Tulasi Das verses Hanuman Chalisa. In 2004, as a part of Divyanjali's 10th year celebration. During this pandemic, recollected all my journeys of my productions. Fortunately, I had this wonderful production in my hand along with a live audio. I was very happy to begin this as a very small virtual production, but later on, Shri N. Vasu Prasad, my own cousin, came forward and told, don't think small, try to think big. So let us do it as a very big virtual production to reach this world and release it in YouTube itself. So that made me to think, and the beauty is the work I started within 40 days. I went to the locations. I started with the musicians working on and started choreographing it, and with a crew of whole team was 40 people, and hymns are 40 written in 40 days by Saint Tulasi Das. This concept I discussed with my cousin Shri N. Vasu Prasad, who stays in Vijayawada Hanuman Junction and also has his own studio Vasu Digitals, and he wholeheartedly came forward to work with me and also collaborate with me and supported as a pillar till the end of this whole journey. Thank you very much for that wonderful support. Now, I would like to invite Sri Yuve Dushyant Sridhar to enlighten us with a special speech on this delightful occasion. Before that, a few words about him. Over to Aishwarya Ramanan.
A few words about our special guest, Sri U.V. Dushyant Sridhar. Dushyant Sridhar is one of the most sought after public speakers in Sanatana Dharma who renders discourses in English and Tamil. He has rendered over 3,000 discourses in 125 cities across 23 countries. He enjoys a wide spectrum of audience following on YouTube with over 1 lakh subscribers and 20 million views. He manages a website with over 1200 hours of free content and a Vedic e-learning portal that provides courses to learners. He has acted in the movie Vedanta Desika as the protagonist, besides penning its story and dialogues. He has authored a coffee table book on Vedanta Desika that has been critically acclaimed and is best-selling in its genre. He organizes heritage tours and conceptualizes dance productions as well. He manages Desika Daya, a charitable trust that has donated and sponsored cultural activities for over 4 million Indian rupees. He is a recipient of coveted titles like Sarva Kala Chudamani and Harikatha Bharati. He was declared a global 30 under 30 by BITSAA. He is an alumnus of BITS Pilani and currently lives with his family in Bengaluru.
वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रु मतले हैमे महामण्टपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमये वीरासने सुस्थितम् अग्रे वाचयति प्रभञ्जनसुते तत्त्वं मुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिवित् परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामळम्. This is a beautiful verse that invokes the blessings of Lord Sri Hanuman. Hanuman forms an integral part of Srimad Ramayanam. Valmiki says, through the words of Rama, who addresses Lakshmana, "Hey Lakshmana, I haven't seen a person who is adept in the Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, who can bring forth the art of speaking like Hanuman. I haven't seen a person who can speak with the right articulation, the right usage of words, the right vocabulary, and with the right emotion like Hanuman. Nan Rigveda Vinitasya na Yajurveda Dharinaha na Samaveda Vidushaha Shakyamevam Prabhashitum Nunam Vyakaranam Kritsnam Anena Bahudhashrutam Bahuvyaharathanena Nakinchit Apashabditam Avistaram Asandigdham Adhritam Avilambitam Urastam Kanthakam Vakyam Vartate Madhyamesware Samskara Kramasampanna Mudhritam Avilambitam Ucharayati Kalyanim Vacham Hridayaharinim. So Hanuman's eloquence has been put forth so beautifully by Valmiki through the words of Rama to Lakshmana. He was a Navavyakarana Pandita. So while we know of his knowledge, his educational and scholastic achievements on one side, he was an ardent devotee of Rama. This devotion to Hanuman, this devotion to Rama, this devotion to Sita is what all devotees do. But Hanuman's devotion to Rama and Sita, where can we see it? Where can we experience it? Here is a beautiful work which is not a translation, it is a transcreation to Valmiki's Ramayana in Awadhi, a beautiful classical language in the north of India. And that was given to us in the form of Ramacharita Manas by the very, very devout, very, very sagacious and very, very prudent great poet called Goswami Tulsidas. Tulsidas has given us Ramacharita which brings the quintessence of Ramayana on one side, and on the other, he has composed a mini work, a work of 40 couplets. You can call it dohas or chaupais. And this is called Hanuman Chalisa. Do I need to speak about this beautiful work? We in the south of India have been privileged to listen to the beautiful, melodious, effervescent voice of Bharat Ratna M.S. Subbalakshmi that used to ring very, very high in the early mornings in my houses, and of course yours too. अष्टसिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा. How did Mata Janaki, Mata Devi Tvamasi Bhagavan Vasudevah Pitame Jatasoham Janani Vayoho Ekalakshyam Dayayaha. How did that Mata Janaki bless Hanuman? Hanuman, who was a celibate, a Naishtika Brahmachari, could have said, I am not bothered about Rama's wife. How does it matter where Sita is or Gita is? But taking up the task of finding Rama's wife, he flew from Bharatadesham all the way to Lanka. And there he met up with Mata Sita, gave her the beautiful Chudamani, the ring, the Kanayari of Rama, and accepted Chudamani in return, the gem-studded hair clip. So this entire process of how Hanuman went from Bharatadesham to Lanka, crossing the oceanic waters, receiving the blessings of Sita and coming back, it has been put forth by two great ways. One, let's see how Bharatadesham is a Vaikuntham, Rama's Paramatma, the oceanic waters is Samsaram, the birth and death cycle, and then we have the body, Pancha Bhautika Shariram, which is Lanka. In that is how Sita, who's Jivatma, who's troubled by the Dashendriyam, Pancha Jnanendriyam, Pancha Karmendriyam, which is the 10-headed Ravana, and there is where Hanuman, who flies from one place to the other, giving her the good message that the Paramatma is waiting for you. Darpo dagra dashendriyana namanaha naktaccharadishtite dehesmin bhavasindhunam adigate deenam dashamasthitaha adhyatve hanumat sameta guruna prakhyapitaarthav puman lankaruddha videharajatanayan nyayena lalapyate. Vedanta Deshika says that Hanuman is none but an acharya, a guru. But in the work of Hanuman Chalisa, Tulsidas says, I will prostrate to the Guru to receive blessings from him, to invoke Hanuman's blessings. Shri Guru Charana Saroj Raja Nija Mana Mukura Sudhara Bharano Raghubar Bimalayasha Jodayak Phalachara. He gives 4 fruits: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksham. जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बलदामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा. He goes forward stating that Anjana's son, Kesari Nandana, Vayuputra, Shankara Suvana Hanuman is the one who blesses us. Now, how is Hanuman relevant to nature? The Tamil poet Kamban says of the 5 bhutas, Akashad Vayuhu Vayor Agnihi Agner Apaha Adbhyav Prithvi. Taittreya Upanishad states that. So Hanuman, listen to this carefully, Hanuman, who is the son of Vayu, using Akasham as the medium, crossing the oceanic waters where water is one of the Panchabhutas, met up with Sita, who is the daughter of Mother Earth, Bhumija Nayakam Avanija Manoharam Kshitija Ramanam, daughter of Mother Earth, lit up the entire Lanka with fire and came. Vayu, Agni, Prithvi, Akasham, Up, which is water. All the 5 elements are there in him, says Kamban. Anjile ஒன்று பெற்றான், அஞ்சிலே ஒன்றை தாவி, அஞ்சிலே ஒன்றை யாராக ஆரியர்க்காக ஏகி, அஞ்சிலே ஒன்று பெற்ற அனங்கை கண்ட அயலார் ஊரில், அஞ்சிலே ஒன்று வைத்தான், அவன் எம்மை அழித்துக் காப்பான். While we see of Hanuman's greatness in Tamil, which is our language, we see of his greatness even in Telugu. Manga Budhi Hanumanta, says Annamacharya. Karnataka, replete with Hanuman temples because it's Hanuman's homeland. He was born in Karnataka. Well, if you say Hanuman is a South Indian, how will you prove? Asked my friend, a very good friend of mine in Bombay. I said, the best prasadam that we have for Hanuman is curd rice. So I can just prove that he is a South Indian by any ways. And he of course adorns himself with the 108 non-cholesterol causing Vadamala. Now coming to this beautiful production, this has been led by a great Vidushi, a very good well-wisher and friend of mine, Vidushi Divyasena, with the blessings of her gurus and acharyas, of course abundant blessings of Lord Hanuman and Sri Rama Parivar, with her set of Sishyas who have trained in the traditional way in the Bharatanatyam Shastram, has put forth this beautiful production. Now, what is the significance of a dance production? Things can be spoken, like how I am speaking now. So, you are led to imagine, but dance production is a spoon feeding process. We do not want to strain your minds and eyes. Just see us dance and you will be able to visualize what Tulasidas has presented in Jai Hanuman. That is what a dance production aims at. Secondly, till about the pandemic began, most dance productions were limited to stages in auditoriums. Here, this dance production has the speciality of having been shot through drones and other cameras in various locations where Mother Nature is with us. So, you will be able to see the pristine waters of the rivers going. You will be able to see the green canopy around. So, it's nature that is traveling with Hanuman. The third important thing is the dedication of the students during this period. So, the entire support system of the students, be it the gurus and the family and the well-wishers, have done so much to this. And of course, the magnificent colors. A speaker like me can come at most in this color. When you see the dancers, they are replete with temple jewelry and beautiful colors. So, this production from the devotional angle, civilization angle, cultural angle, musical angle, lyrics, of course, by Tulasidas, who else but him, and with the blessings of the Lord, has come out so beautifully. Now, how do we say that this is relatable to the current day life? There is a verse in Hanuman Chalisa, Na sai rog hare sab pira japat nirantara Hanumat bira sankat se Hanuman chudave man kram bhajan dhyan jo lave. Tulasidas ji states, Na se rog hare sab pira. So, when you think of Hanuman, it is just not Ramayana angle. When you think of him, you are motivated two ways. One, physically. See, what is the best way to get the physical health? Today, most of the practitioners say, go and do cardio. Come on, run. Come on, do the power lift and all of that, the weights, everything that's there. Do cycling. Do all of this. Hanuman did all of that. He had to jump across the ocean, jump tree after tree to ensure that we get motivated. Even if the greatest of the powerful persons, Hanuman, has to achieve something, he runs physically. So, he is going to motivate us that way by health. The second thing that's very important during this time is the mental health. In the current pandemic times where people have been restricted to their very houses, the biggest question that comes in our mind is, how do we ensure and restore the mental health? That is only through the dedication that we offer, the devotion that we offer to Hanuman. So, Hanuman Chalisa, which is being presented as Jai Hanuman, is also aiming to reach people across ages, across all stages in the society, to ensure that we get the blessings of Hanuman for our physical health and mental health. So, when he says, Na se rog hare sab pira, he does not imply only the physical health, it is the mental health. Trust me, such dance productions have often been a solace to disturbed minds. So, if you have people who want some peace, Jai Hanuman is going to help you. Another point is about the integration that we bring. Rama, Lakshmana and Sita, they were housed on the banks of Godavari in Nashik Panchavati in Maharashtra. Godavari comes across Telangana, Bhadrachalam and then flows through Andhra very close to Rajamahendravaram, which is Rajamandri. So, the devotees, the technician devotees of Hanuman in that region all thought that let's join hands with Divyasena and bring about this production in the beautiful flora and fauna of those regions, and they all got together. In one way or the other, like how Jai Hanuman, a person of Karnataka, came to Tamil Nadu, met up with Rama of Uttar Pradesh, went to Kailasha to get the Sanjeevani Parvatam and then bring back, and went to a foreign country which is Lanka. Here also the members who have been a part of this production come from various regions for the very reason that Hanuman does not belong to one region, he belongs to the nation, he belongs to this world. So Jai Hanuman has tried also to do another arduous task, but a very, very achieving task, to come up with another devotional alternate music, which in itself is an uphill task, because when you have stalwarts who have created music before, but they've been so successful that the music instills devotion throughout the production. I've spoken a lot about the production. I've spoken about Hanuman. Something that we need to do is from our ends. While the programs were used to be played and positioned live in the pre-COVID times, we all used to be a set of 500 or 1000 people who used to be seated in an auditorium. Now, such productions come back in the social media platforms just to ensure that people who are old, crippled, very young ones who may not be able to move out of their houses have a relaxed time, a devotional time in their houses. The best way to support Divyasena, her devotion, the dedication of her students, the entire crew and Divyanjali is we see it, we witness it, we relish it, we revisit it and share it across to people. I am all game to watch this production, to learn from it and instill devotion in my peers. So I just hope all of you also watch this and receive the blessings of Hanuman, before which I will just recite 2 verses, dohas, the chaupais of Hanuman Chalisa. तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंत काल रघुपति पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्मी हरि भक्त कहाई, और देवता चित्त न धरई, हनुमत सेई सर्व सुख करई, संकट हारे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई, जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई, जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा, तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। Tulsidas' blessings, Hanuman's blessings, Rama Parivar's blessings, Valmiki's blessings and the blessings of so many Purvacharyas should be with us, should be with our society, should be with our nation and should be with our entire world to come out of this pandemic, and Hanuman is going to help us sail through. Namaskaram.
Thank you very, very much for your wonderful, energetic speech, Dushyant sir. It's really blessings for myself, Divyanjali and my team. Thank you very much.
Now, the director of Divyanjali, Dr. S. Divyasena, along with Shri B.P. Haribabu, will be honoring our special guest, Shri U.V. Dushyant Sridhar. A few words about our chief guest, Shri V.V. Sundaram. V.V. Sundaram is the co-founder and secretary of the Aradhana Committee. Affectionately known as Cleveland Sundaram to his Rasikas and artists across the US and India, he has been involved in promoting Carnatic music and dance in North America since the early 70s. He has also been instrumental in championing North American children and youth to learn and perform Indian classical music and expanded the reach of the festival beyond Cleveland through outreach with artists, media and sabhas in India, and helped put Cleveland on the global map for South Indian classical arts. I now request our chief guest to speak a few words.
Thank you and namaskaram to all of you. It's a distinct pleasure and honor for me to be today to talk about a dear friend of mine who is a well-respected dancer, choreographer and an acharya. I want to say a few words about Dr. S. Divyasena first before I say about today's production. Having such a pedigree, a dance pedigree, gives her a very strong foundation. But what is really astonishing is the creativity she brings in with her own imagination, with her own vidvat. All her productions are well known for not only the cogency that she brings in, but also the little subtle nuances that she will bring in her choreography. She's a very ardent student even today, continues to learn from wherever she can get good material, and she is a great teacher. I have seen some of her students' performance, been fortunate enough to be part of their Arangetram, and I know how much care and how much love, how much discipline she has brought into each and every one of those students' artistic journey. Today, when you talk about a Bharatanatyam production or a Kuchipudi production, we are all used to anything that spans from about an hour and a half to 2.5 hours. In the digital era, where you can say the attention span cannot be anything more than a few minutes, here is an attempt to bring in on the life of Hanuman a production that lasts about 20 minutes. The challenges are many over here. Number one, here there is an urgency to bring in every frame. The choreography has to come in an essential form, in its own, absolutely in its own strength, it has to stand there. In a 2-hour production or an hour and a half production, you can have a particular thought that is taken over by about 2 or 3 minutes of elaboration. You probably will have less than 20 seconds here to do that. And you have to do it in such a way that the idea sinks in, and then you have to move forward with the next idea. And then you have to do it in such a way that the tempo is maintained and the complete story unfolds in an extremely continuous and cogent fashion. Divyasena has done a marvelous job on this production here. It is, the technical virtuosity is one thing, but the artistic maturity that comes in, not only in terms of her dance, but also her students' dance that we saw in that one, was something that is breathtakingly fresh, and it's also something that comes from the very heart, from her very soul, that she has brought it out. The feelings of the Bhakti for Hanuman, which essentially translates to Bhakti for Rama, that permeates the whole production on this one. While one is tempted to look at the merit of the technical excellence that is presented over there, overshadowing that is the music, the choreography, and the dance itself. In 20 minutes, is it possible to bring in a variety of emotions, feelings, a variety of situations? Yes, it can indeed be done, is what she has demonstrated today. In that, all her training, all her practice and other things stood her in very good stead. But she also had one other advantage. And the advantage is that she's married to Hari Babu, who is not only a good mridangam player, but he is also a great Laya Vidwan. But more than that, he knows exactly how a thalam has got to be composed, a jati has got to be composed for a dance. And then he will compose it in such a way that it will suit a novice or a very seasoned artist. On the surface of it, if you look at Hari Babu's jatis, you'll find that simplicity will reign supreme. But then, For a novice, it is very easy to perform. That's what they will think. But a cognizant will look at it and say that, oh my God, there is so much of depth in it. How am I going to do justice to that one? And that has stood her in good stead in all her production, and especially in this. The jatis here are complex at one level, and yet aesthetically very, very appealing. And the choreography reflects not only the melodic content of the music, not only the artistic merit of the dancers, but also the underlying, the complexity of the rhythm itself. That is why this particular production, even though it's only for about 20 minutes or so, 21 minutes to be very precise, is something of a landmark event in Bharatanatyam. One other thing one has to really appreciate in Divya Sena is that she has compartmentalized her art. Kuchipudi is Kuchipudi as far as she is concerned, and Bharatanatyam is Bharatanatyam. In today's environment, when people take pride in saying that, oh, did you see this dance? Did you see the Kathak movement in that? Or did you see this Mohiniyattam in that and other thing? Here is an artist who says that I don't have to bring that in to get your attention. I can give you pure, quintessential Bharatanatyam or Kuchipudi, and it will still stand by itself, and it will appeal to you, and it will touch your heart. That is the greatness of Divya Sena, as not only as a dancer, but also as a choreographer, and making sure that her students get it speaks volumes about her as an acharya. Again, it's a very, very great pleasure for me to be part of this event today. I was not sure when I first came in whether what can you show in 20 minutes on a subject that is so vast, a subject that offers so much of depth. And Divya Sena proved that time is not is an essential part to convey or communicate something. What is important is art and artistic expression. And that's exactly what Divya Sena has done in 20 minutes of this production on Hanuman. My congratulations to her, and my sincere thanks to her for having invited me to say a few words here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mama, for wonderful, encouraging and in detail speech. You have been always a role model in my life.
I now request Dr. S. Divya Sena to honor our chief guest, Shri V.V. Sundaram. A few words about our chief guest, Kalaimamani Srimati Nandini Ramani. Srimati Nandini Ramani is a disciple of the legendary T. Bala Saraswati Amma. She is a senior torchbearer of the Bala tradition, both as a performer and a teacher, and is the only disciple of the legend to carry forward the Natya Sampradaya in the whole of India. Srimati Nandini was recognized for her commitment to the cause of fine arts by being elected for prestigious positions like the Secretaryship of Madras Music Academy, the Executive Board Membership of Central Sangeet Natak Academy, New Delhi, Expert Membership in the Ministry of Culture, Expert Membership of the Central Dance Audition Board, INB Ministry, New Delhi. Srimati Nandini Ramani is a renowned teacher and resource person, most sought after by the dancers of various disciplines at her own center set up in the name of her renowned father. Srimati Nandini Ramani continues to teach and train students both from India and abroad in the firm discipline of her chosen dance tradition.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. எல்லோருக்கும் நமஸ்காரம். இன்று ஒரு முக்கியமான நாள் பரதநாட்டிய கலை உலகில் என்று தோன்றுகிறது. திவ்யாஞ்சலியின் இந்த பிரத்யேக நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு வந்து நிகழ்ச்சியை பார்த்து இரண்டொரு வார்த்தை சொல்லும்படியான வாய்ப்புக்கு மிகவும் சந்தோஷப்படுகிறேன். காலத்தினால் அழியாதது ராமாயண காவியத்தின் புகழ். அதில் ஆஞ்சநேய பிரபாவம் என்பது ஒரு முக்கியமான ஒரு விஷயம். வெகு அண்மையில் நாம் ராமநவமியை கொண்டாடி இருக்கிறோம். அந்த சந்தர்ப்பத்தில் டாக்டர் எஸ் திவ்யசேனா, திவ்யாஞ்சலியின் நிறுவன இயக்குனர், நடனக் கலைஞர், நாட்டியாச்சாரியர், ஆடல் கலையில் அறிஞர் என்று பல முகங்களை கொண்ட ஒரு திறமைசாலியான ஒருவரால் இந்த நிகழ்ச்சி தயாரிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது என்றால் அதனுடைய மகத்துவம் எப்படி இருக்கும் என்று பரதநாட்டிய உலகில் அனைவருக்கும் தெரியும். திவ்யசேனாவை சிறுவயது முதல் அறிந்தவர் என்ற முறையில் எனக்கு அவரிடம் மிகவும் அன்பும் பாசமும் உண்டு. இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சி துளசிதாசரின் அற்புதமான ஸ்லோக காவியத்தை அடிப்படையாக கொண்டு தயாரிக்கப்பட்டது. ஒவ்வொரு அம்சத்திலும் திவ்யசேனாவின் முத்திரை பளிச்சென்று தெரியும் வகையில் மிக அருமையாக அமைந்த ஒரு நாட்டிய வைபவம் என்று தான் சொல்ல வேண்டும். பாடல் அமைப்பு, நடன அமைப்பு, காட்சி அமைப்பு, ஒருங்கிணைப்பு, நாட்டிய ஒருங்கிணைப்பு, திவ்யசேனாவின் ஆடல் பரிமாணங்கள், அவருடைய மாணவிகளுடைய திறன் என்று எதை சொல்வது எதை விடுவது என்று தெரியாத அளவுக்கு ரொம்ப ஒரு உயர்வான படைப்பாக அமைகிறது இந்த ஜெய் ஹனுமான். ராம் என்று சொன்ன உடனேயே அந்த இடத்தில் கண்ணீருடன் வந்து நிற்பாராம் ஹனுமான். இன்று இந்த ஜெய் ஹனுமான் பார்த்தவுடன் எனக்கு அதுதான் தோன்றியது. இந்த படைப்பை பார்த்தவுடன் அவர் நம் எதிரில் இருந்து இதை ரசித்திருக்கிறார் என்றே எனக்கு தோன்றுகிறது. அவரின் பரிபூர்ண ஆசிகள் திவ்யாஞ்சலிக்கும் டாக்டர் திவ்யசேனாவிற்கும் அவருடைய மாணவிகளுக்கும் பரிபூர்ணமாக அமைந்திருக்கும் என்பதில் சந்தேகமே இல்லை. திவ்யசேனா ஒரு நல்ல நட்டுவாங்க கலைஞர். அதற்கு முழு ஒத்துழைப்பு அவருடைய கணவர் மிருதங்க கலைஞர் வித்வான் ஸ்ரீ ஹரிபாபு. இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சியில் நாம் பார்த்தோம் அற்புதமான இசையமைப்பு, பாடிய கலைஞர் அவருடைய ஒப்பற்ற திறமை, ஜதிகளின் நேர்த்தி, அதற்கு அவர்கள் திவ்யசேனா ஹரிபாபு 2 பேரும் சேர்ந்து ஜதி கூறியது ஒரு புதுவிதமான ஒரு முயற்சியாகவும் அந்த படைப்பின் ஒரு அம்சங்களை உயர்த்தி காட்டுவதாகவும் அமைந்திருக்கிறது என்று எனக்கு தோன்றியது. காலப்பிரமாண சுத்தம், குழந்தைகள் ஒத்தொத்தரும் ஆடினவா அவ்வளோ ஒரு சுலபமாக எஃபர்ட்லெஸ் என்று சொல்லுவோமே, அதை போல் ரொம்ப அழகாக ஒரு தாளம் தவறாமல் அழகாக ஒருங்கிணைத்து பிரமாதமாக ஒரு படைப்பை அளித்திருக்கிறார்கள். முக்கியமாக இந்த இயற்கை காட்சியில் அமைந்த இந்த முழு படைப்பும் அந்த காலத்துக்கே நம்மை அழைத்துச் செல்வது போல, ஒரு ராமாயண காலத்தில் வாழ்வது போல ஒரு பிரமையை உண்டு பண்ணுகிறது. இதில் ஆடிய கலைஞர்கள், குறிப்பாக ஹனுமான் பாத்திரத்தில் நடித்தவர் மற்றும் அனைத்து நடன கலைஞர்கள் ஒவ்வொருவரும் டோட்டல் இன்வால்மெண்ட் என்று சொல்வார்களே, அந்த போல் எடுத்து குரு திவ்யசேனாவின் நடன அமைப்பை உள்வாங்கி, ஏனென்றால் இதில் பார்த்திருப்பீர்கள் அந்த நடுவில் ஸ்வரக்கோர்வைகள் அமைந்து உடனே அபிநயத்துக்கு மாறுவது, ஒரு குரூப் கோஆர்டினேஷன், அதுக்கப்புறம் தனியாக திவ்யசேனாவின் சோலோ என்று பலவித வடிவங்களில் இந்த படைப்பில் நம்ம பார்க்குறோம். இது வாயால் சொல்கிறத விட பண்ணுறது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப சிரமசாத்தியமான காரியம். அசாத்திய சாதக சுவாமின்னு அவருக்கு ஆஞ்சநேயருக்கு அவர் நினச்சதை முடியாததை கூட சாதிக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு மகா வீரியவான். அதுதான் அவர் தான் இருந்து இதை நடத்தி வச்சிருக்கார் அப்படின்னு தோன்றுறது எனக்கு. இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியில் பேசுறது மட்டும் இல்லை, இந்த திவ்யசேனா மற்றும் அவருடைய குழுவினரை பாராட்டி ஹரிபாபு மற்ற கலைஞர்கள் அத்தனை பேரும் வீணை, புல்லாங்குழல் அப்படின்னு ஒன்று எடுத்துனாலும் ஒத்தொத்தரும் அவளுடைய பங்கை ரொம்ப அழகாக நிறைவேற்றியிருக்கா. இந்த வயலின் கலைஞர் மற்றும் இன்னும் மற்ற குழுவினர், இசைக்குழுவினர் அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய மனமார்ந்த பாராட்டுதல்களை தெரிவிச்சுக்கிறேன். இது இந்த காலத்துக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி வர்ச்சுவல் ப்ரொடக்ஷன் அமைஞ்சிருக்கு. இந்த டிஜிட்டல் ஸ்பேஸில் இந்த ப்ரொடக்ஷனுக்கு பிரமாத ஒரு வரவேற்பு இருக்குங்கிறதுல சந்தேகமே இல்லை. ஏன்னா அப்பேற்பட்ட மகத்துவம் வாய்ந்த ஒரு சப்ஜெக்டு, அதை எடுத்து கையாண்டு நிர்வகித்து அளிக்கணுங்கிறது சாமானிய காரியம் இல்லை. திவ்யாஞ்சலி, திவ்யசேனா அவர்களுடைய குழுக்கள் பல படைப்புகள் பண்ணியிருக்கா. ஒன்றும் இது புதுசு கிடையாது. அவர்களுடைய ஆண்டு விழா அவ்வளோ பிரமாதமாக நடந்தது திவ்யாஞ்சலி குழுவினருது. ஆனால் இந்த மாதிரி ரொம்ப புராணங்கள்லேருந்து அதெல்லாம் எடுக்கிறது, பல விஷயங்களை, பல அம்சங்களை படித்து அதனுடைய உண்மையான தாத்பரியத்தை தெரிஞ்சுண்டு அபிநய கைகள்லாம் கூட ரொம்ப அழகாக அமைஞ்சிருக்கு. அளவோடையும் அங்க சுத்தம் எல்லாமே ரொம்ப கரெக்ட் ப்ரப்போர்ஷன் சொல்வாள். அது மட்டும் இல்லை, ப்ரொப்ரைட்டி, ஔச்சித்தியத்தோடு அமைஞ்சு ரொம்ப நல்ல ப்ரொடக்ஷன் இது. இதை பார்க்குறவா, ரசிக்கிறவா, உலகம் முழுக்க இருக்கிறவா எல்லாருக்கும் வீரியவான் ஆஞ்சநேயருடைய அனுகிரகம் பரிபூர்ணமாக கிடைக்குங்கிறதுல சந்தேகமே கிடையாது. திவ்யசேனாவுக்கும் ஹரிபாபுவுக்கும் அனைத்து மாணவிகளுக்கும் திவ்யாஞ்சலி குழுவினர் அனைத்து பேருக்கும் இசைக்கலைஞர்களுக்கும் என்னுடைய வாழ்த்தை இது மூலமாக தெரிவிச்சுக்க ரொம்ப ஆசைப்படுறேன். இது போன்று மேல்மேலும் இந்த காலத்தில் எல்லாருக்கும் தேவைப்படுறது பக்தி. நாட்டியத்தின் மூலமாக பக்தி, சங்கீதத்தின் மூலமாக பக்தி, இதெல்லாம் பரப்பணுங்கிறது ரொம்ப தலையாய கடமையாக இருக்கக்கூடிய காலத்தில் இந்த மாதிரி படைப்புகள் ரொம்ப வரவேற்கத்தக்க ஒன்று. அந்த வகையில் திவ்யாஞ்சலியும் திவ்யசேனா, ஹரிபாபு 2 பேரையும் நான் ரொம்ப பாராட்டி மனமாற வாழ்த்துறேன். வாய்ப்புக்கு நன்றி.
நந்தினி அக்கா, அம்மா என்ன ரோல் எல்லாம் எடுத்திருக்காங்கன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. என் லைஃப்பில் எப்போவுமே என் கூட இருந்து தட்டி கொடுத்து திட்டியும் கொடுத்து என்னை என்கரேஜ் பண்ணுற ஒரே ஒரு ஆள் நந்தினி அக்கா தான். இந்த கான்செப்ட் நான் பண்ண போகிறேன், இது எப்படி வரப்போகிறதுன்னு தெரியாது அப்படின்னு அக்கா கிட்ட நான் போய் நின்று அவங்க நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணப்போ, ஜெய் ஹனுமான், ஆஞ்சநேயர் உன் கூட தான் இருக்கார், நீ கவலையே படாத, ரொம்ப நன்னா வரும்னு அவங்க ஆசீர்வாதம் மட்டும் இல்லாமல் எனக்கு நிறைய விஷயங்கள் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அக்கா, தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச். நமஸ்காரம் அக்கா.
I now request Dr. S. Divyasena to honor our chief guest, Kalai Mamani, Srimati Nandini Ramani. A few words about our guest of honor, Shri J. Kishore Mosalikanti. Shri J. Kishore Mosalikanti hails from an artist's family, the son of Chennai violinist Shri M.S. Rao. He began his dancing career at the age of 7 under Padma Bhushan Guru Dr. Vempati Chinnasatyam of the Kuchipudi Arts Academy. In the 18 years he trained under his guru, he became an accomplished dancer with an uncanny understanding of the nuances of art. Mastering the intricacies of the Kuchipudi style, Shri J. Kishore excelled in important roles in his guru's ballets and solo performances. In recognition as an excellent performer and an understanding teacher, J. Kishore was awarded the title Natya Visharada by Kuchipudi Arts Academy in March 1999 and the title of Yuvakala Vipanchi by the Vipanchi Trust headed by Padma Bhushan Dr. M. Balamurali Krishna in December 2004. Since 1996, he has travelled to the United States every year to conduct workshops at established Kuchipudi schools. He now trains students at Shivamohanam Dance School, Chennai.
Thank you. Namaskaram. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. It is indeed an honor, privilege, pleasure, happy, joy, and whatnot to be part of anything that is done by my dearest sister, artist, an inspiring person, hardworking, and wonderful child, I call her, Divya Sena. I'm sorry I'm not addressing her as Dr. S. Divya Sena or all those things, because for me she's my sister Divya. She always inspires me, also scares me through her discipline, determination, devotion, dedication that gives the fifth D as dance for Divya. In fact, when she came to me to discuss like what her idea is about this production, and then we were discussing this, and I know the original choreography of this production, which goes for an hour and 15 minutes. When she did that itself, I was so amazed, because that whole Hanuman Chalisa, it is nice to hear as a bhajan. How will you bring dance into that? And then she once again made me awe. I was awed by her thoughts and how she made the whole Hanuman Chalisa as if that was written for dance. And after, I think, more than 2 decades, when she wanted to revisit this choreography, I was so curious, how is she going to do the 1 hour 15 minutes production and encapsulate into this 20 minutes according to today's need. Once again, Divya, you have proven that I am fortunate to have you as my student, rather than you are fortunate to have me as your Anna or Guru. So beautifully, without rushing or without editing or without missing out any important elements, she covered the whole Hanuman Chalisa in that 21 minutes. And as Bharata says, that you have to evolve as an artist and cater the art form according to the need of the society and the audience in the respective timings. So today, with this pandemic affecting the whole world, once again my dear sister Divya, she proved me, saying that I am not that artist who is just going to sit in the house in front of computer and do tayya tay, but she wanted to be more productive and brought out this beautiful work for all kinds of audience onto this virtual stage. Wonderful job. And my hearty congratulations to Divya, her hardworking students, and of course my dear friend Haribabu, an aesthetic and sensible percussionist, and my dear Divya's husband. And the music was done so beautifully by Ramesh, one another dear friend of mine. And of course, all the musicians have contributed so beautifully for this production. Especially we should mention about all those technicians who are new to this production, is the crew that who have videographed it, or I think the technical terminology is cinematography. And they are all from Andhra. And unfortunately, I don't know how many are here to be part of this event today, inauguration. They have done amazing job. I don't think they have done any dance productions like this, but they have captured the beauty of the art according to the need of the virtual visuals. So my special congratulations to all those crew members, and I'm sure this production is going to go all over the globe, spreading both the bhakti as well as the 4 Ds of my dear sister Divya Sena. Once again, my hearty congratulations to all the members who have contributed their best in this production, and I'm sure all of you are going to enjoy this beautiful production. Thank you. Namaskar.
எத்தனை பேர் பேசினாலும் அண்ணா வாயில் நன்னா இருக்குன்னு சொல்ல வைக்கிறது தான் என்னுடைய எய்மாக இருக்கும் எப்போவுமே. ஸோ அண்ணா வாயில் எனக்கு வந்து ரொம்ப நன்னா இருக்குது, பிரம்மாண்டமாக இருக்குது அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறது எனக்கு சுவாமியே வந்து எனக்கு ஆசீர்வாதம் பண்ண மாதிரி ஐ ஃபீல். அண்ட் ஐம் ஸோ தேங்க்ஃபுல் டு யூ அண்ணா. த்ரூ அவுட் த ரிஹர்சல்ஸையும் நீங்கள் பார்த்து எனக்கு உங்களுடைய டிப்ஸ் ஆஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் யூ கிவ் டு மீ கொடுத்ததுக்கு, இன்றைக்கி வந்து இந்த லான்ச்சிங் ஃபங்க்ஷனில் என் பக்கத்தில் நின்று யூ ஹவ் ஸ்போக்கன் ஹோல் ஹார்ட்டட்லி அண்ட் blessed me and my team, all the people who worked hard workly. So thank you Anna. Namaskaram.
Now, Dr. S. Divyasena will honor her guru, Sri J. Kishore Masalikanti. We will now witness an AV about the orchestra members and members of the musical ensemble of Jai Hanuman. Now, our chief guest, Sri V.V. Sundaram, will honor the members of our musical ensemble, beginning with Sri Anish Mohan, who mixed and mastered the entire composition of Jai Hanuman, Sri K. Ganesan, who played the violin for this composition, Sri Mohan Raj, who played the flute for this composition. The other members of the orchestra are unable to join us today for this launch event. Now, we will be looking at the crew members sharing their experiences of working in this dance production.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం అండి. నా పేరు వాసు, మాది హనుమాన్ జంక్షన్, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్. ఈ జై హనుమాన్ ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్లో నేను టీమ్ హెడ్గా పనిచేశాను. ఈ జై హనుమాన్ ప్రాజెక్ట్లో మేము పనిచేయడం అనేది చాలా అదృష్టంగా భావిస్తున్నాను. చరిత్రలో ఇంతకుముందు ఎప్పుడు రాలేదు, ఇక ముందు కూడా రాదు. అట్లాంటి జై హనుమాన్ ప్రాజెక్ట్లో మేమందరం పనిచేయటం, నాకు ప్రొడక్షన్ హెడ్గా అవకాశం కల్పించడం, నేను ఆ ఆంజనేయ స్వామికి చాలా రుణపడి ఉంటాను. ఈ అవకాశం, మంచి అవకాశం ఇచ్చిన దివ్య గారికి చాలా ధన్యవాదాలు. థ్యాంక్ యూ, థ్యాంక్ యూ, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Hi, this is Ramakrishna, Ram Media from Hyderabad, working as a technical director, editor and colorist for this Jai Hanuman film. First of all the best to entire team of Divyanjali School of Dance, Chennai, and special thanks to Divyasena for choosing me as a technical director for this great project. I wish you all the best.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. నేను మీ శేఖర్ మద్దాల, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్, భీమడోలు. ఈ జై హనుమాన్ డాక్యుమెంటరీ చిత్రీకరణలో నేను ఫోటోగ్రాఫర్గా పనిచేసే ఉన్నాను. రాజమండ్రి పుష్కరవనం, కుమార్దేవం, పోలవరం, పట్టిసీమ, గోదావరి తీరాల్లో ఈ యొక్క షూటింగ్ని పూర్తి చేయడం జరిగింది. అలాగే మా యొక్క పట్టిసీమ శైవక్షేత్రం, మా ఏరియాని ప్రపంచానికి పరిచయం చేసే అవకాశం కల్పించిన దివ్యసేన మేడం గారికి నా హృదయపూర్వక ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేసుకుంటాను.
హాయ్ అండి, అందరికీ నమస్కారం. మై నేమ్ ఇస్ శ్రీనివాస్ గంట ఫ్రమ్ హనుమాన్ జంక్షన్, సినిమాటోగ్రాఫర్. దివ్యసేన మేడం గారు జై హనుమాన్ కాన్సెప్ట్తో హనుమాన్ జంక్షన్ రావడం జరిగింది. మై ఫ్రెండ్ వాసు గారికి ఆ కాన్సెప్ట్ చెప్పడం, వెంటనే ఆ హనుమాన్ టెంపుల్లో పూజ చేయించడం, ఆ వెంటనే ఒక 10 రోజుల్లో మేడం గారు మేమందరం కలిసి లొకేషన్ చూడటం, నెల రోజుల్లో షూటింగ్ పెట్టడం. ఈ షూటింగ్ 5 రోజుల్లోనే పూర్తి చేసుకొని హనుమాన్ జంక్షన్లో గ్రీన్ మ్యాట్ షూట్తో మేడం గారితో వచ్చిన పిల్లలు కూడా డ్యాన్స్ పెర్ఫార్మెన్స్ చాలా ఎక్స్ట్రాడినరీగా చేశారు. చాలా అద్భుతమైన అవుట్పుట్ వచ్చిందండి. మా ఫోటోగ్రాఫర్స్, సినిమాటోగ్రాఫర్స్, టెక్నీషియన్స్ అందరూ కూడా ఎంతో కష్టపడి ఈ డాక్యుమెంటరీని చేయడం జరిగింది. జై హనుమాన్ డాక్యుమెంటరీ గ్రాండ్ సక్సెస్ అవ్వాలని కోరుకుంటూ బిగ్ హిట్ సాధించాలని, దివ్య మేడం గారికి మంచి పేరు ప్రతిష్టలు తెచ్చిపెట్టాలని కోరుకుంటున్నాను.
నమస్తే అండి, నా పేరు విష్ణు అండి, నేను సినిమాటోగ్రాఫర్ని. ఈ జై హనుమాన్ డాక్యుమెంటరీ షూట్లో నన్ను వాడుకొని మంచి అనుభవాన్ని మిగిల్చిన వాసు గారికి, దివ్య గారికి, రాము గారికి, అందరు కెమెరామ్యాన్లకి హృదయపూర్వక ధన్యవాదాలు. ఈ షూట్ వల్ల నాకు చాలా విషయాలు తెలిసాయి. నేను ఇంకా ఇలాంటి షూట్లు చేసి ఇంకా చాలా నేర్చుకోవాలని అనుకుంటున్నాను. ముఖ్యంగా దివ్య గారికి నా నిండు వందనాలు. ఇంతటి అవకాశం కల్పించినందుకే నేను చాలా సంతోషపడుతున్నాను. ఆమె కష్టం ఫలించాలని కోరుకుంటున్నాను. ఇంకా ఇలాంటి ప్రాజెక్టులు ఎన్నో చేయాలని మనస్ఫూర్తిగా కోరుకుంటున్నాను. జై హనుమాన్.
Hi, this is Purna Ganesh working as a cinematography for this film. Literally made me feel good, and I had a great journey to have a step forward. And I would thank to Divasana ma'am, director Ram sir, entire team, along with Vasu sir. All the best.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. నా పేరు వెంకట్, సినిమాటోగ్రఫర్, జంగారెడ్డిగూడెం, వెస్ట్ గోదావరి డిస్ట్రిక్ట్. ఈ జై హనుమాన్ ఫ్యామిలీలో నేను కూడా భాగస్వాముడిగా ఉన్నందుకు చాలా అదృష్టంగా భావిస్తున్నాను. అలాగే దివ్యసేన గారికి చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్పుకుంటున్నాను. ఈ సినిమా కోసం మేము చాలా ఎదురు చూస్తున్నాము. అందరికీ ఆల్ ది బెస్ట్.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం అండి. నా పేరు గణేష్. జై హనుమాన్ ప్రాజెక్ట్లో ఆడియో ఇంజనీర్గా నాకు అవకాశం ఇచ్చినందుకు దివ్య మేడం గారికి చాలా చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ అండి. ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఎప్పుడెప్పుడు రిలీజ్ అవుతుందని చాలా ఎంటైర్ టీం మొత్తం ఎదురు చూస్తున్నామండి. అందరికీ చాలా చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ అండి.
జై హనుమాన్ టీం అందరికీ నా నమస్కారాలు. నా పేరు మహేష్. ఈ జై హనుమాన్ టీంలో నన్ను కూడా పార్టిసిపేట్ చేసినందుకు మీ అందరికీ చాలా కృతజ్ఞుని. ఈ చిత్రం బాగా సక్సెస్ అవ్వాలని కోరుకుంటున్నాను. దీని విడుదల గురించి ఎంతో ఆశగా ఎదురు చూస్తున్నాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
నమస్కారం, నేను మీ రాజ్ కుమార్. జై హనుమాన్ డాక్యుమెంటరీలో నేను ఒక స్టిల్ ఫోటోగ్రాఫర్గా పనిచేసినందుకు చాలా సంతోషిస్తున్నాను. నాకు ఈ అవకాశం కల్పించిన శేఖర్ మద్దల గారికి, వాసు గారికి, దివ్యసేన మేడం గారికి ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేసుకుంటున్నా. ఈ డాక్యుమెంటరీ మంచి సక్సెస్ సాధించి దివ్యసేన మేడం గారికి మంచి జరగాలని నేను కోరుకుంటున్నాను.
Now, we will be listening to the experiences of working in this dance production coming from the dancers and characters of Jai Hanuman.
This entire production was a new experience to all of us. This was the very first time where we had to adapt to practicing online as well. It was quite the challenge to practice online, especially when it came to working on coordination and with comparatively minimum in-person practice sessions. One of the biggest challenges we faced was being in our costumes and makeup under the sun all day. It was all new to me and it was a great experience as we learned how outdoor shoots worked. We had early morning shoots and so we had to wake up by 4 every day to get ready, and it was a challenging long day ahead. Divya Sena Miss went for the 3 a.m. shoots just so that we didn't have to get ready that early. This taught me how to stay determined and hardworking. I'm really thankful to Divya Sena Miss for giving me this amazing opportunity and making me a part of it and believing in every one of us.
Namaste, I am Avanti, disciple of Dr. S. Divya Sena Ma'am for the past 10 years. I am really excited to share the shooting experience of Jai Hanuman. It was completely different experience for every one of us. We faced many challenges like dancing in the sun, going for many shots, being in costume and makeup for a longer time. I get to know that we should be mentally as well as physically strong. Having my boats in few days, if I would have missed this experience, I wouldn't have learned many small things that should be seen. I should mention about the food and accommodation. We had many shoots in different locations and we had delicious and tasty food on time. This credit completely goes to the crew members of Jai Hanuman. My senior Akkas and Miss were energy boosters for us, and I can say this is one of the most unforgettable production of Divyanjali. Our Guru taught us each and every meaning of the sloka to bring out the within expression of us, and we tried all our best to do it. And we had many ups and downs while shooting this. Hope you all like it. Thank you.
Namaskaram. I'm Aishwarya Ramanan. I've had the honor of working in Jai Hanuman, a grand virtual production. 3 of us from the group joined the entire crew on the second day of shooting. Being unaware of the norms and procedures at a shooting spot, we were taken aback when we saw so many cameras pointed at us. But all the cameramen and crew members made us feel very comfortable and created a fun environment for us to work at. We've put enormous efforts for this production. I have to mention Shabin Anna, who portrayed the role of Hanuman. He gave multiple shots of a Nritta piece at various locations, and he gave his best in each shot, in spite of developing several injuries. We've also had so much fun making this production, right from standing under the sun for hours together and dancing in sand, which was a completely new experience. I've not just been associated with this as a dancer, but I've also performed back-end duties of promotions and plannings, etc. I hope the amount of hard work that we are putting to bring this valuable work to screens worldwide is fruitful. Thank you.
ஸ்ரீ குருபியோ நமக. என்னோட பெயர் ஆனந்தராஜ். ஜெய் ஹனுமான் என்ற ப்ரொடக்ஷனில் ராமராகவும் துளசிதாசராகவும் பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். திவ்யசேனாக்கா இந்த ப்ரொடக்ஷனுக்காக எப்படி ஒரு உழைப்பு போட்டிருக்காங்க அப்படின்றத நான் அவங்க கூடவே இருந்து பார்த்துருக்கேன், வியந்திருக்கேன். இந்த ப்ரொடக்ஷன் படமாக போகிற இடமாகட்டும், டான்சஸ், கேரக்டர் செலெக்ஷன், காஸ்டியூம்ஸ், மேக்கப் எப்படி இருக்கணும், ஜுவல்லரிஸ் எப்படி இருக்கணும், முக்கியமாக நான் இதை சொல்லணும். ஜுவல்லரி எப்படிலாம் அமையணும் அப்படின்னு அதிகமாக மெனக்கட்டு அதை பார்த்து எடுத்தாங்க. துளசி மாலையை பயன்படுத்தணும் அப்படின்னு நினச்சி துளசி மாலையால் ஆன உள்கழுத்து ஜுவல்ஸை எல்லா டான்சர்ஸ்க்கும் ரெடி பண்ணாங்க. இப்படி ஒவ்வொரு விஷயமும் ஹனுமனுக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்ச மாதிரி, அது செந்துரமாக இருக்கட்டும், துளசி மாலையாக இருக்கட்டும், காஸ்டியூம் கூட ஆரஞ்சு பேஸ்டாக இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னு எல்லாத்தையும் பார்த்து செஞ்சுருக்காங்க. நான் ஒரு சின்ன பார்ட் தான் இந்த டான்ஸ் ப்ரொடக்ஷனில் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். அப்படி ஒரு கேரக்டரை நான் பண்ணேன்றதில் எனக்கு அப்படி ஒரு மன மகிழ்ச்சி. இந்த வாய்ப்பு கொடுத்த திவ்யசேனா அக்காவுக்கு எவ்வளவு நன்றி சொன்னாலும் பத்தாது. நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
After a very long time, we went on a trip in Divyanjali. It was a unique experience with a director, a camera crew. It was a completely different experience for all of us. The best part about this trip, I would say, was my friends. We had a really great time together. We were there for each other and we had a lot of fun. And I'm very thankful to them. In 2004, when we did Jai Hanuman, I was a 4-year-old kid. I'm very thankful to God and Divya Sena ma'am for having me in this production yet again after 17 years. We have worked really hard for this project and I hope you all really like it.
In this trip, we all went through many challenging experiences especially dancing swarams and tatimitis on harsh concrete surfaces was a different experience for each one of us. I, being the youngest among the group, had a really exciting experience dancing and coordinating with my guru and senior akkas and annas. I was scared and always wanted to make sure that I give my best to match my gurus and akkas. And of course, ma'am was the energy booster for each one of us. She stood by our side and made sure whether we are comfortable with the surrounding so that we could give our best. And she didn't forget to cheer us before each take.
Namaste, this is Rupa. I have been associated with Divyanjali and Divyaka for more than a decade. Jai Hanuman was the very first dance production that I watched live traveling from Kalpakam 17 years ago. And it's a blessing for me to be a part of this production again, not as a spectator, but as a performer. It was indeed a very great learning experience for me, but it was also a little challenging experience, I would say, because I had to match to the energy level of 7 other dancers who are at least 10 years younger to me. And I was often paired with Monica, who is the youngest in the team, almost 17 years younger to me. And it was a little challenging for me every single time. And on a funny note, before every single shot, I used to go and tell Monica, கொஞ்சம் கம்மியாக அரமண்டி உட்காரு, நான் கொஞ்சம் ஜாஸ்தியாக உட்காந்துடுறேன், ஸோ தட் வி மேட்ச் வித் ஈச் அதர் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவேன். பட் ஷீ வில் சே எஸ் அக்கா, and she wanted to give her best. And of course, I did give my best. And after 2 days of shoot, I even went and asked Divyaka about it. Akka, why are you not pairing me up with several other dancers? Why Monica anu kepen? Then she referred to one of her swarams that she did with Mahati and Avanti. அந்த ஷார்ட்ஸ் எனக்கு காமிச்சாங்க. அந்த ஷூட் டைம்லேயும் நாங்கள் அங்கே தான் இருந்தோம். இந்த ஷார்ட்ஸ் காமிச்சு அது எப்படி வந்திருக்குன்னு பார்க்கும்போது தெரிஞ்சுது ஏஜ் இஸ் ஜஸ்ட் அ நம்பர் அப்படின்னு. And you should watch that, you will watch that swaram, that all the 3 of them have danced with the same energy level, and they had to shoot it multiple times because of few technical issues at 2 different locations, and all of them danced with the same energy level along with Divyaka in the center. That provided me enough inspiration to continue dancing with other dancers. That is how Divyaka is. Just not mere words. She does what she preaches. ஒரு ஸ்டெப் சொல்லி கொடுக்கணுன்னா கூட அது அவங்களுக்கு வருதான்னு அவங்க பண்ணி பார்த்து எவ்வளோ கம்ஃபர்டபுளாக இருக்குது டு டான்ஸ் அப்படின்னு செஞ்சு பார்த்து நமக்கு அதை சொல்லி கொடுப்பாங்க. அண்ட் தட்ஸ் ஹவு ஷீ இன்ஸ்பயர்ஸ் அஸ் ஆல்சோ த்ரூ ஹர் ஆக்ஷன்ஸ். அண்ட் தென் ஐ கண்டினியூட் த ரெஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த டேஸ் ஆஃப் த ஷூட் வித் மோர் எனர்ஜி, ஐ வுட் சே, with her words and her actions. And all of us have given our best, and I hope you will also enjoy watching this. Jai Hanuman.
Namaste, I am Sneha Cherladan. I have been learning Bharatanatyam for the past 14 years under Dr. S. Divyasena. I am immensely happy to be a part of Jai Hanuman. Due to the current situation, we had very little in-person practice sessions. It was challenging for all of us to learn the entire production online and execute it with coordination. On the second day of shoot, our Acharya, Divya ma'am, got injured in her leg and could barely walk. It was very inspiring to see her perform with great energy throughout the shoot. I am thankful to the Almighty and Divya ma'am for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Namaste.
நமஸ்காரம். என்னுடைய பெயர் ஷபின் பிரைட். இந்த ஜெய் ஹனுமான் ப்ரொடக்ஷனில் நான் தான் ஹனுமான் கேரக்டராக பண்ணியிருக்கேன். முக்கியமாக எனக்கு இந்த வாய்ப்பு கொடுத்த என்னுடைய குரு திவ்யசேனா மேம்க்கு தான் நான் பெரிய நன்றி சொல்லணும். மேம் கிட்ட இந்த கேரக்டருக்கு நான் எலிஜிபிளான்னு கேட்டப்போ மேம் சொன்னது, ஒருத்தங்களோட கலரோ உடல் அழகோ முக்கியம் இல்லை, நீ உன்னோட பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸில் அதை காட்டுன்னு சொன்னாங்க. அந்த வார்த்தை தான் என்னை இந்த அளவுக்கு பண்ண வச்சுது. அது மட்டும் இல்லை, ஹனுமானாக இந்த கேரக்டர் நான் பண்ணுறதுக்கு மேம் நிறைய விஷயங்கள், ஸ்டெப்ஸ் ஆகட்டும், எக்ஸ்ப்ரெஷன் ஆகட்டும், எனக்கு விஷுவலாக செஞ்சு காமிச்சாங்க. உண்மையாகவே அது எனக்கு ஒரு பெரிய இன்ஸ்பிரேஷனாக இருந்துச்சு. ரிஹர்சலில் கிஷோர் அண்ணாவும் எனக்கு நிறைய ஐடியாஸ் கொடுத்தாங்க. இந்த டைமில் கிஷோர் அண்ணாவுக்கும் நான் பெரிய நன்றி சொல்கிறேன். முக்கியமாக ஷூட்டிங் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் பற்றி சொல்லணுன்னா, எனக்கு ஜத்தி கண்டினியூவாக நிறைய டேக் எடுத்ததால் என்னுடைய 2 முட்டிலுமே காயம் ஆயிடுச்சு. அப்புறமா காலில் கூட கொப்பளம் மாதிரி வந்துருச்சு. என்னால் அந்த பெயின் சுத்தமாக தாங்கவே முடியல. இதுக்கு மேலே என்னால் ஆட முடியுமான்னு கூட நான் நினச்சேன். திவ்யசேனா மேம் கொடுத்த என்கரேஜ்மெண்ட்டு தான் என்னை அந்த வலியையே மறக்க வச்சுது. அப்புறமா வீடியோகிராஃபர்ஸ், ஃபோட்டோகிராஃபர்ஸ் எல்லாருமே என்னை ஆஞ்சநேயான்னு தான் கூப்பிட்டாங்க. போட்டில் போயிட்டு இருக்கும்போது, ஹனுமான் நீ பறந்து போய் எங்களை அந்த கரையில் சேர்த்துடுன்ட்டு ரொம்ப சிரிச்சிட்டே நகைச்சுவையாக சொன்னாங்க. அதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப ஹாப்பியான ஒரு மூமெண்ட்டாக இருந்துச்சு. ஹனுமானோட விஸ்வரூபம், ரௌத்ரம் இந்த மாதிரியான சீன்ஸ் எல்லாமே க்ரீன் மேட்டில் எடுத்தாங்க. அதில் சஞ்சீவனி மலையை தூக்குறது தான் எனக்கு டிஃப்ரெண்ட் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸாக இருந்துச்சு. பெஞ்சில் படுத்துகிட்டே ஒரு கையில் கதை வேறு ரொம்ப வெயிட்டாக இருந்துச்சு. இன்னொரு கையில் மலையை தூக்கி வச்சுருக்கிற மாதிரியான ஆக்ஷன், ஒரு கால் தூக்கிட்டே இருக்கணும். அதில் எனக்கு பண்ணுறது ரொம்ப கஷ்டமாகவே இருந்துச்சு. ஆனால் வீடியோகிராஃபர்ஸ் என்னை நல்லா என்கரேஜ் பண்ணி அதை பண்ண வச்சாங்க. முக்கியமாக ஆனந்த் அண்ணா, சுமோத் அண்ணா, ரமேஷ் இவங்க எல்லாருமே எனக்கு பக்கபலமாக இருந்து எனக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணாங்க. அதனால தான் இதை என்னால் இன்னும் நல்லா பண்ண முடிஞ்சுது. அவங்களுக்கு என்னோடய ஒரு பெரிய நன்றி சொல்கிறேன். உண்மையிலேயே இந்த மொமெண்ட்ஸ் என்னோடய லைஃப்பில் மறக்க முடியாத ஒரு மொமெண்ட்ஸாகவே இருக்கும். ஸோ எல்லாத்துக்கும் ஜெய் ஹனுமான்.
நமஸ்காரம். என்னோடய பெயர் சுமோத். கடந்த 7 ஆண்டுகளாக திவ்யசேனா அக்கா கிட்டே நான் பரதநாட்டியம் கற்றுட்ருக்கேன். ஜெய் ஹனுமான் டான்ஸ் ப்ரொடக்ஷனில் என்னோடய அனுபவத்தை பற்றி சொல்ல போகிறேன். என்னோடய அனுபவம்னா, முன்னாடியே அக்கா கூப்பிட்டாங்க, இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ப்ரொடக்ஷன் இருக்குது சுமோத், நீ பண்ணுறியா அப்படின்ட்டு. கண்டிப்பாக்கா. ஆனால் சொன்னாங்க முன்னாடியே, உன்னோட பார்ட் கொஞ்சம் சின்ன பார்ட்டு தான், லக்ஷ்மணனா பண்ணணும், நிறைய இல்லைன்னு. ஓகேக்கா கண்டிப்பாக பண்ணுறேங்க்கா அப்படின்னு சொன்னேன். அண்ட் அக்கா சொன்னாங்க, நான் நிறைய லொக்கேஷன்ஸ்லாம் பார்த்துட்டு வந்திருக்கேன் அப்படின்னு. எங்கேக்கா? ஆந்திராவில் அப்படின்னாங்க. ஸோ அப்படியா, ஓகே அப்படின்னு. ஆனால் நாங்கள் அங்கே போய் பார்த்தோன்னு தான் தெரிஞ்சது, எல்லா இடமும் இந்த ப்ரொடக்ஷனுக்கு ஆப்டான ஒரு இடமா இருந்தது. வனவாசம் பண்ணுறதா இருக்கட்டும், அண்டு அந்த கரையோரமாக இருக்கிற அந்த சீன்ஸாக இருக்கட்டும், எல்லாமே ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது, இந்த கோவில் எல்லாமே. அண்ட் இதுக்காக நாங்கள் விடிகாத்தால எழுந்து ரெடியாகி 5 மணிலேருந்து ஃபுல் டே நாங்கள் மேக்கப்போட ஃபுல்லாக எல்லாருமே, எல்லா டான்ஸர்ஸும் நல்லா ரொம்ப டெடிக்கேட்டடாக இருந்தாங்க. அண்ட் அக்காவோட உழைப்பு வீணாக போல் இந்த டீசர்லேயே தெரியுது. ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது. 6-7 கேமரா முன்னாடி நாங்கள் பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணதாக இருக்கட்டும், எல்லாமே ரொம்ப நல்ல ஒரு அனுபவமாக இருந்தது. அண்ட் இதில் எனக்கு ஒன்று ரொம்ப ஆச்சரியமாக இருந்தது ஆனந்த் இந்த துளசிதாசருக்காக அவனோட முடியை அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரியே ஜஸ்டிஃபை பண்ணி அதில் கட் பண்ணி அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரியே அந்த துளசிதாசர் எப்படி இருப்பாரோன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அந்த மாதிரிலாம் வைக்காமல் இவன் அப்படியே பண்ணது எனக்கு ரொம்ப ஒரு அதிசயமான ஒரு உண்மையாக இருந்தது. ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருந்தது ஆனந்தோட டெடிக்கேஷன். அண்டு அக்கா எங்களுக்கு இந்த வாய்ப்பு கொடுத்ததுக்கு ரொம்ப நன்றிக்கா. தேங்க்யூ.
Namaste. I am Upanisha and I've been learning Bharatanatyam under the guidance of Srimati S. Divyasena for the past 16 years. I felt very excited the moment our Guru mentioned about this production. Tremendous amount of practice went into the making of Jai Hanuman. I'll forever cherish the Abhinaya sessions that we had with our Guru. We were made to learn the meaning of each and every word of Hanuman Chalisa, and Divya Miss made sure that we brought out the right emotion every time we danced. Dancing on a concrete floor and sand under the hot sun was definitely tiring. But with the energy of our Guru and the other team members, we were able to overcome all those tough moments. We had to wait for several hours with costumes and makeup to get the perfect shot without sunlight and shadow hindrances. All these experiences were new to me and I learnt a lot during those days. Thank you, Miss, for spreading your energy and positivity to all of us. With the blessings of the Almighty and our Guru, we present to you Jai Hanuman.
Thank you very much, Aishwarya, for calling up and making me to realize that we are end of this launching function, Jai Hanuman, first virtual production of Divyanjalis. So, this is the time to thank everyone who was bricks to bring out this wonderful building of Jai Hanuman in front of you. As I initially started saying that the work was done in 40 days with 40 wonderful hard work people 40 days of practice and 40 verse written by Saint Tulsidas. And of course, my wonderful chief guest who always be as my pillar of support for encouraging me for my all my works. And I thank my mother who made me to learn this wonderful art form and also memorize this Hanuman Chalisa. And her dream is to bring out as a CD, as everyone were releasing as dance dramas, VCDs. She was telling me to bring out your production also one day like this. So which I went ahead and brought out as a virtual production which is going to release in my YouTube channel. And of course, Amma, it will reach more people in this world. To bring out this wonderful production, many people were supportive as a musicians. Praveen for his wonderful support in vocal rendering, Bhavani Prasad for Veena, flute, Mohan Raj, and always our family person K. Ganesh, who supported wholeheartedly. And of course, I need not mention my husband, who always gives me the best rhythm for all my production, which he also in this work also he has given me. And to bring it out as visual effects, I need to thank Vasu, who gave me wholehearted support, and he was always behind me, prompting me to do the work fast. Till now I hear in all shoots, come on, next. You should be very fast. So that even my students remember if I say Vasu, fast, dialogue comes to them in their mind. And of course, a wonderful person I met in this beautiful journey is Ramu sir from Hyderabad, a wonderful technician, humble person with great knowledge. Learned lot in this journey. Our wonderful family members, I can say, crew members of technicians, cameramans, photographs, audio persons are Shekhar Babu Anna, Ganta Srinivasa Anna, Mahesh Kumar, Vishnu, Purnam Ganesh, Venkat, Ganesh Audio, Rajkumar Photography, and Naresh, Nagaraj, Srinivas, Srimati Janaki, Lakshmi, Monica, who supported us throughout our journey of shoot. Last but not the least, my dear students who worked, performed wholeheartedly from the day they started learning it. And I would like to specially thank Aishwarya Ramanan for her many roles in this production, to not only performing, also comparing, backstage helping, and also helping me to bring out these posters, publicity. Thank you, Aishwarya. And a wonderful team of Sangraha headed by Vinod, Sumod and Anand, who helped me to bring this wonderful virtual production through media. I would like to thank Sangraha team who helped me from the beginning of this production, helping me for the finding the place, venues, publicity, brochures, posters, sharing, and also many backstage works. Thank you Sangraha team headed by Vinod, Sumod and Anand, and a wonderful team of Shakti, Sukanya, Vidya. My heartfelt gratitude to all my sponsors for their assistance, without which Jai Hanuman would not have been made. My first humble pranams to Sri Mahamariamman Temple, Bangkok, who was the main pillar of this virtual production, and Nandini Ramani Akka, Srimati Sri Ranjani from Scotland, Sri Muralidhara and Srimati Lata Muralidhar, Sri D. Elumalai and Srimati E. Kalaishalvi, Sri A.S. Venkatakrishnan, Sri Lakshmi Fire Controls Coimbatore, Sri Pramod Reddy, my good friend from Hyderabad, Mr. and Mrs. Adi Lakshmi Janaki Vasu. Thank you each everyone who supported me, stand behind me for the entire work of this beautiful production. Jai Hanuman. Namaskaram.
Thank you, Divyasena ma'am, for the vote of thanks. Now, as we near the end of the launching function, it is time for me to announce the release date of our grand virtual production. Jai Hanuman will be released worldwide on 4th May 2021 in our YouTube channel. Do subscribe to our channel, support us by clicking the bell icon. I also kindly request you to watch the making video of our production as we roll through the credits. Thank you. Jai Hanuman.